Alright, it is time for day 3 and probably the final day of the Stranded Zero. So, yes, yesterday we went ahead and got some Lyudas. I got every element but corrosive, unfortunately, which isn't going to be too much of a problem moving forward here as we are pretty late into the main story. From here, it should hopefully be a pretty easy roll. We're looking at Bunker, which we can just board because we're playing Zero, and then after that it's just going to be the Iridium Blight, Sawtooth, Arid Nexus Clear, which is pretty fast normally, and then after that it should just be Heroes Pass, which I run through anyway, and then Warrior, and then after that we're just moving on to Terra. So we're making pretty good time, everything feels pretty chill. Honestly, this run starts to get really easy really fast once you get even a little bit of gear. It's mainly the initial run up that is sort of like difficult, quote unquote. It's really only as difficult as you have knowledge for the game, and we are stopping after we kill Terra because of course after that, what's the point? Because we've already proven that this character can do everything. The main interest is really just the challenge of the initial setup, so that's all we really have planned. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Now, running up on Bunker here, I think it should be relatively easy. We're playing Zero, so we can be pretty sneaky with how we want to play this. So go ahead and run up here. Throw Kunai not at the reflective shield of the Constructor, because we don't want to get farmed by that. And he immediately puts up another one. Okay, well that's fine. We can probably just pepper him a little bit, wait for that to go ahead and go away. And also kind of just sit underneath here a little bit. This should keep us relatively safe from most attacks. And just kind of stay alive until we can actually hit him in the crit. There we go. Let the spam commence. And yeah, non-issue. Alright, for the Constructor, just kind of debuff him there. Don't debuff the turrets, he'll get to deal a lot of extra damage that way. And then we can kind of just, well, apparently not step over here for crits once again because Reflective Shield. But we'll still be able to go ahead and just get rid of him pretty simply here. Alright, Bunker is doing weird stuff, but we might still kind of be able to do the funny. Hold on. Just sort of, you know, try to stay alive, top priority. And then just kind of find the funny bore spot, and then we're good. Alright, and yep, that is a dead Bunker, not a surprise there. I think the most annoying part of the run might actually be Control Core, which we're about to run into, but we should have Roland and sometimes Loth to help, so it should go well. We might die a couple times though. Now, if we're lucky, these guys will be worse at the game than we are, which it doesn't appear that way, but like, maybe if we're lucky. There we go. And on the bright side, usually bot crits are pretty easy to hit. They don't sway around or move too much like a bandit would, so probably not too bad. It's just the fact that they have health bars, which is kind of inconvenient. Alright, so done with Control Core. Died probably 3 or 4 times to be fair, but I don't have any Moxie healing or any super fast healing. We do have our transfusion on. It's a respectable transfusion. Not really like the best we could get, of course, but budget gear is budget gear, so it's fine, it works. And not too bad. From here it should pretty much just be a dead sprint to the end of the game. Not really a whole lot of required mobbing besides the guys at the elevator and the buzzards, and then past that it's really just kind of running forward and pressing buttons is all we really need to do. So hopefully should be hitting up Warrior pretty quick here. Man, slag is way too needed in UVHM. This sucks. I really can't live without slag on my characters. Even their toolkit isn't made for this. It's too I'm too slag reliant, you know? I'm just having a serious struggle fest with these mobs at OP10 here. With my lack of slag application. Okay, that's a boomstick. Hold on, wait a minute. Sorry. I apologize. Okay, there we go. That should be most of the mobbing that we need to do. Don't really need to kill him unless he just stands in the way. Okay. Yeah. We don't need to die there. We can just walk past him. Alright, Buzzard's down. Did get to take a little bit of advantage from a Goliath over here. He's just sort of keeping enemies distracted very well, kind of bullying them even. So that has been a very big help. Okay, but I better see everyone drifting in their cars at all times now, because, like, it's just so fun. I think I'd say that practically every time I get to this point in the game, because these maps just lend themselves really well to car movement. It makes it worth trying at least a little bit. Like that. Like, I mean, come on. And it counted, too. That's how you know it's good. Alright. So for this pumping station down here, I do like to go ahead and just run through. Hopefully not get too farmed too fast. If we're lucky, we'll be able to hit both before we die, which we are totally okay with here, because I set up our respawn to be near the last pump station. Good. Okay, so for Saturn, we are of course going to treat him with the absolute most respect, as he is a very high damage enemy. I am definitely not going to just try to run past him and then shoot at his turrets for second winds if I need them, because that would be a really bad idea. Definitely not my current plan and my current line of thought. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, we're alive. Okay, yep, just need to keep sneaking through here. It's only a couple very dangerous boys on either side of us. We are good. This is fine. This is chill. I mean, of course it's going to get a lot worse whenever hot loaders and exploders start getting in the mix. But it's chill when it's just gun loaders. So, I think realistically, Jack is going to be worse than Warrior. Because worst case scenario, we could just cheese Warrior. It's really boring. It's not a fun concept, but it is available. Whereas with Jack, he's really small, he's kind of a pest, he's just a bandit with a big health bar in terms of how he moves and fights and stuff. So we'll just kind of have to deal with it as we go and just kind of figure it out. Okay, so current plan. Try to shoot man in face. If it doesn't work, shoot him in face, but from a different area. That's it. That's the whole plan. And there we go. Now that does leave us right in front of Warrior, which is kind of a scary spot to be. Probably go down here. I'll probably either shoot a bird or just accept death. We'll see. Okay, we should be good from here. It should just be a bunch of very, very free crits, since that's all his chestplate is. Just try to slag him, kunai him, and then swap to damage sniper. Would love to get my health bar back, but I realistically don't really need it for the fight, as much as I need to just get him back in lava before he can even do an attack. Alright, there we go. So, yeah. Not too bad. I'm a little more interested in how Terramorphous is going to go, of course, because that is a substantially harder fight, especially at OP10. So that's kind of the biggest thing we really have to worry about here. This is a nice milestone, but the big boy is up next. Alright, so before we do go ahead and fight Terra here, I am going to go ahead and try to farm out a decent little slag grenade. I probably should have on a transfusion for my own safety, but as long as we can get a lot of critical ascension, we could probably just bully his tentacles for some kills and second wins, stuff like that. And then at the worst case, we can just sacrifice our critical ascension if I really, really need the healing. So it should be a fine choice to do this. This is a nice little middle ground grenade here. It would provide a relatively decent chance to slag, while still offering us that healing that I did want to have. Also, it's a 0 fuse, so that's pretty nice. Of course, it's a ×6 instead of like a ×8 or whatever, but that should be okay. So this could be a nice middle ground grenade for what I really want out of it. And from here, we're just going to go fight the giant worm. So as you can probably guess, we are going to be dancing around Pride Rock a lot. It's just obviously a good choice for us. We are squishy, we have okay gear, honestly, it's not that bad. But it's just a really safe option, especially if you don't have instant guaranteed lifesteal healing like you would with the Grog or even the Cherami. Okay, so initially, we are dealing great damage. Really, really great damage, just outright. So nothing to complain about there. Of course, our ability to slag is a little bit lackluster from what you would really want it to be. But we deal damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I could probably switch to mouse and keyboard to try to line up a couple crit spot shots a little easier here. But even with just the janky slow turning of the, the camera with the controller, it's fine. I'm still tracking relatively well. Alright, anytime Terra is going back to mid, we do want to try to take advantage of that by going and collecting whatever he has dropped so far for us, and then promptly going back to our little hidey spot, maybe dodging these rocks a little bit better. Anything like that we can really do here to ensure not dying would be a good idea. We're probably okay, as long as that other rock tentacle doesn't go away. It probably just did. I think that was its last cycle. There we go. Yeah. So just stuff like that. Maybe try to avoid situations exactly like that, as that is not safe at all. But just situations like that, we try to play to the best of our capability. Go ahead and use Terra's own knockback to go ahead and get away from him there. I did try to rush out to grab some stuff really, really quick, but it was a bad idea, honestly, and I think I will just sit out this little bit of DPS I could deal here. I need ammo. That's the main thing we need. Up next, there should be the fake fire phase, so while he's doing this, he's not really going to care about us too much. He shouldn't attack, usually, and that just gives us a little more time to go ahead and try to scrounge up what we can, throw a decoy that way, and we're alive. Not in the best shape, but we're alive. Yeah, Terra loves his little fake fire phase. It is very, very spooky, though, to be fair. But it's fine. We are alive. This is a free resource wave for us. Any masher waves are just super duper nice. And could potentially give us a chance to bore him a little bit if they just got in the way. Of course, these guys didn't, because, I don't know, bad luck. But we are now at max ammo reserve, so we take those. It should be time for real fire phase here soon. Yep, here we go. So we will need to go ahead and prioritize taking out as many tentacles as quickly as possible. We do not want to leave any out, as they could just put a fire dot on us and immediately put us down. I might try to get put down on purpose here, just to be able to get a second win like this. and then just put him into the wall. Maybe cry a little bit, maybe freak out because Terra's in a really, really bad spot for us. And we're okay. Perfect. No problem. And now from here, we are already at half a health bar. Terra will be doing Black Hole Phase soon. That's a lot of free crits, that's a lot of free damage. I would love to rush out and grab ammo really quick, but I just simply do not want to die. In the off chance that Terra decides to go ahead and pull, which I am already being pulled sideways. Not a big fan of that. Might actually have to sit out this wave. I don't know what that was about. Never been pulled left like that here. We might have just skipped... Yes, we skipped a black hole phase. Okay, so that weird pull to the side is what I was feeling there, which also is terrifying because that means that Terra's cycles are a little bit broken. So unless we see him spawn tentacles, we don't know if going out is safe. Okay, he spawned tentacles. It's a little bit safe. Really doesn't help that the entire raid boss is the color blue right now. Being able to tell which of these eyes is broken for crits would be really, really nice. I think he just picked up a shock dot when he was going underground and it wiped off instantly. It left him blue, which is really annoying, but that's okay. But yeah, we've popped a couple eyes already. I say already as if we're not 2 cycles in, but we've already popped a couple eyes. Okay, fake fire phase part 2. Now, I only have 8 shots to my name. I do not want to contest even a fake fire phase Terra. If he decides to do ground pounds, he could just kill me instantly outright, and I simply am just going to take this time to exist. That's the very minimum that I want out of this. Well, I'm out of ammo, but we've just killed a bunch of Master Tentacles, so I think in between this and the next phase transition, when these tentacles go away, we should be good to run down, scoop up stuff, and then run back into the corner. So hopefully that'll work. I kind of wish these guys would just like stop a little bit, like that. Alright, back on fire phase again. Exact same strat. Honestly, I could wait out the timer a little bit by throwing decoy into this rock right here. It'll make most of these guys go ahead and go away. That was nice. That was very, very satisfying for us. That was all but one of his tentacles dead in a single bore. I mean, of course, I was holding down the shoot button, but I'm not going to complain. That was great. That was incredible damage. On to second black hole phase, potentially, unless he skips it again, which would be scary. Oh, I'm being pulled a little bit. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we skipped a second black hole phase, so he just doesn't feel like it, I guess. We might be able to lock in this kill. I want to be very careful, though, as he is very close to dead. So I don't want to lose this, and I don't know exactly how many more shots I need on him. I would hate to run out of ammo and have to go panic run, and then just get farmed for it. So, gonna be careful. Chat, I am terrified. Chat, I did not deserve to live that. I did not deserve to live. I'm so lucky I grabbed a little bit of sniper ammo. That was insane. That was dumb. There we go. We did it. I almost got punished so hard, but we got the kill. So that feels really, really good. So, yeah. Not too bad. I'll go ahead and figure out exactly how long we've been on this run, from a no-gear character to a Terra kill at OP 10. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so, yep, adding up the time, seems that it took us about 7 hours and 10 minutes to go from no gear and no progress to a Terra kill at OP 10. Of course, we are playing Zero, which debatably is one of the better characters for this challenge, simply for the fact that Critical Ascension can make any sniper into a good sniper, and then if you just know where your routing is for your character, that will be a big help as well. This stockpile relic was incredible. We got really lucky with this from Snowman Chest. That is so much more ammo than we would normally have. So this was a big help. The random slag nade kept me alive a little bit. Didn't really do the slag thing. Probably could have just ran a normal transfusion and accepted the lack of slag for the fight. And then, of course, Lucky Bee Shield. Relatively decent spec here. We could have gone ahead and put some points into Backstab and then work towards Like the Wind for our class mod. Didn't really realize I was going to have it though, and kind of just forgot to respec, honestly. So we're okay with this. Not too bad. 7 hours, 10 minutes to a Terra kill. Feels good.